for Worldcon, where we knew what would happen in a live room if the presentation fell apart, and people would typically make something up in the room. I had a really great experience at a con where people just didn't turn up for a thing called the Klingon dating game, and some people who were in hall costume made something up, and it was hilarious, and it was well worth being in the room for an hour. You can't do that virtually because nobody actually knows what is going on. And part of the thing that I had to do for my team when I set up a thing called Mission Control to run Worldcon and monitor it was to be able to tell the difference between a local fault, this is your browser, and a system fault, we have lost the world, we have lost the internet. And you can't tell that immediately.
Okay, let's introduce Milia Burke. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's a tricky name. Hi, everyone. I'm Maria. It's like a ray of sunshine. I'm based in California and excited to join you from all over the world, it seems like. It's cool. My background is in creating physical events. Normally, I put together big festivals. I organize a dessert festival and a romantic comedy film festival. Thousands of people eating, enjoying, touching each other. Obviously have had to totally change everything this year, as all other event organizers have. And so planned a few different virtual events earlier in the year using Zoom and Vimeo and building on my Squarespace website and different tools, and got in touch with the founder of Mixly, a new event hosting platform, and just loved what he was doing so much. So ended up totally pivoting my journey this year and joining the Mixly team to develop out this tool and make a better experience for other organizers like myself. So if I can share my screen, yes, I would love to show everyone what we're working on at Mixly, and if anyone has questions on it, can share more. Let's see. There we go. Okay, can everyone see that? Great. So I, for my festivals, used to use Eventbrite all the time, was sort of our go-to for selling tickets for events, and really just hated the clunkiness of it. I don't know if any of you have had experience with Eventbrite, but both as an organizer, putting together an event takes a lot of steps. There's kind of hidden sections that you don't necessarily see. And as a attendee, when you're checking out, you have to enter your email address like 3 times. You have to have an Eventbrite account to check out. Plus, they charge really high fees. So that was kind of the first thing we've been trying to fix with Mixly, is this Eventbrite alternative, a cleaner, more beautiful, and cheaper platform to be able to sell tickets to your events. So this is our homepage, is mixly.com. Our hosting your event just got easier. So I'm going to show you how fast it is to create an event. And right now it's totally free for free events on Mixly. And then we charge just a very small fee for ticketed events. So it's just 1% of each ticket sold plus 30 cents. So compared to Eventbrite is charging like 3.5% per ticket, and companies like Splash and others are charging even more. So say, Jay, if you're doing meetups once a month or something and you wanted a nice place to be able to invite people to them, you could use Mixly for that. Even for birthday parties, people are using it for book clubs, for private events, or for your professional conferences or conventions. So this is creating an event. You can change the photo. So if you know what kind of event it is, say we're doing a virtual con, and it will give you some examples of photos that you can use, or you can upload your own. And then you can change the name of the event here. And then if it's ticketed or free. So if it's free, you can have it as free, or if it's ticketed, you say ticketed. What day and time the event will be happening, and you can pick the time zone, and wherever in the world your attendees are, they will see the event in their time zone, which I think is so helpful. I know, like for this event, I had to clarify with Jay as to what time it was. So with this, no matter where you are, the attendees will see it in their time. or you can poll your guests. So if you want to host a meetup and you want to have like 3 different times and have your attendees pick when they want it to be, you can create a poll for them and have a few different options for them to pick between. And obviously right now we're in this world of virtual, but also some people are starting to do it in person. We're doing a lot of hybrid events with people where it's a mix of in-person and virtual. So you can pick where it is. If it's if you're hosting it on Zoom, you can add in the URL, Google Hangouts, YouTube Live, wherever it is. Add in some event details, images, how much the tickets are, whether it's a fixed price or a suggested donation. A confirmation message here. So you could put the Zoom link in here for if you're selling tickets, any promo codes, and create an event. And that is how fast it is to create one. And you can see like a preview of what it looks like. So it's a bit cleaner than some Eventbrite ones. And then you can create an account to save it. And I'll just log into my existing account so you can see kind of what the back end looks like. So this is once you're logged in and have an account, on your homepage, you can see all your upcoming events and all your past events. And there's a lot of great tools that we have, like contact lists. So if you're hosting events regularly, you could create a list of names and invite people based on those events. So whether it's your friends and family list or an LA list, or maybe it's a book club and then your meetup list, you can have all those contacts in there so that you can easily invite them out, kind of like a paperless post similarity, I would say. And then in your dashboard, you can see all the stats and how much money you've made, how many tickets. And we also have this great listing page where you can create a listing that's embeddable on your website of all upcoming events. So super simple. You embed just a little bit of code block into your site. And then every time you make a new event on Mixly, it will auto-populate onto your website. So we have yoga teachers and people who are hosting regular events that don't necessarily know how to code or add on their website or don't want to have to link back and forth each time, make an event on Mixly, and then right away it's all shared on to their website. And yeah, there's a lot of other little things kind of hidden in that are great features that we have that are really based on my talking to a lot of hosts and being an organizer myself. And I think one of the things we're most excited about right now too is we've just launched our new virtual venue, which is based on talking to a lot of people who are hosting events, such as yourself, and realizing that a lot of people are using YouTube or Zoom or other platforms to have where their event is happening. And so they're collecting the emails, they're selling the tickets, but then they're sending everyone to this other site into the world, as opposed to having them come back to their site. And the problems with Zoom or YouTube is these distractions and lack of being able to really own the venue. And so we've created this new virtual venue that is code that can live on your website and be branded. And you can actually, we're calling it a virtual usher, as we can actually check tickets and make sure people are actually attending the event who have purchased a ticket. Because that's a problem a lot of people are having too, is they might register for a concert online and then send that same Zoom link to a bunch of friends, and organizers have a hard time really checking that. So we can check it on the back end, make sure people are joining who are actually supposed to be, and then brand out the website. So when they are watching the performance, it lives on their web page in a really seamless and branded way, and also offer opportunities to sell merchandise or other things directly through your website. So we're sort of beta testing this product right now. We have a few users. Right now there's a venue called Lightbox in New York City that's been doing a hybrid event this weekend where they have an art show going on in New York, and they have tickets that you can go in person and watch it with like 10 other people, or you can watch the whole experience online. And Manual Cinema is one that we're testing out with them for their big Christmas Carol performance next month. But yeah, that's like super speedy of what Mixly is, but would love if anyone has thoughts or questions or ideas, and happy to talk more or brainstorm based on what anyone else is working on. Yeah. I don't know if I can call on people, but I'll go ahead.
Everyone can unmute and just
Say
talk.
by name.
How do I stop? There we go. John.
Maria, okay, a whole heap of questions. First one is, by the way, this looks like something I could use for an annual general meeting that is coming up in probably about 3 weeks.
Awesome.
I would actually really like, I'm a Power Eventbrite user, I would like to try this as an alternative for all the reasons you mentioned. Okay, first question, you'll pick my accent being international. So it's around dates and date formats. Are there options for day, month, year in words as well as numbers, and year, month, day dates display in 24-hour clock, not 12-hour clock, and localization so that every time that is given, every timestamp also has the zone with it, so that there is absolutely no ambiguity?
Yeah, I do not think we have yet the day, month, year option. Definitely can
Or year, month, day.
Or
Okay.
year, month, day, I mean.
Yeah.
It's just one set way right now, but
Okay.
potentially is something that we could customize for you. I think what's exciting of our phase of like young, scrappy startup, it's like me and 2 engineers, as we can do those tweaks fast potentially.
Yeah.
But the time zones, yes, that's definitely something that we have where people can see it in their time zone with the stamp.
That's really exciting. That's a major thing. I know several people who are or were on this call would relate to that. So
Yeah.
In Europe, and in a lesser part in this part of the world, but year, month, day is actually quite important. It's unambiguous. 24-hour clock, definitely. The other one I noticed when you said, okay, this could be a virtual conference event or a physical event, how soon could you put a hybrid button in there that would allow you to put in both? Because people might want to be able to choose which of those they want, and they might actually want to be at the venue, but then while they're driving home, be virtualized, and so be able to say, look, I participate in both.
Yeah, we have that already. Now I can show you. Okay. So we're doing this for an event that was happening this weekend in New York, and we, let's see if it's still up. Yes, here, let me show real quick. So it's, we tried to make it as like easy to use that anyone can do right now. So this is this event happening in New York right now, Creative Code Festival. And that listing page is something that every Mixly user can create, where you have sort of on Eventbrite where you have your host page, but you don't have a lot of customization there. It's just links all your events. This, you can upload your photo, you can make text that you want, and then you pick which ticket types that you want displayed. So for Lightbox, we have their 1-hour pass, their 4-day pass, or their virtual pass, and people can come in. And so for the 1 day, this is our virtual venue kind of setup where we have a run for them, which I love because I've done a lot of events on Eventbrite over multiple day, and they really are not set up for that. And so with this, you can pick, okay, I want to go Saturday at what time. You pick your tickets and check out, and we can have a cap of how many people per time slot, because that's obviously really, really important right now with COVID. Is with this venue, they could only have like 10 people per time slot. We segmented it out for them. We have 1-hour passes. We also have 4-day passes. So with them, we recommended like a morning pass or an evening pass. So we have these 2 different ticket types. And then the virtual is the 3rd ticket option, where it's just the 1 pass. You sign up, and then once you get it, you receive the link to watch it online. So this is hybrid in action right now. So it wouldn't be on one ticket type. It'd be different ticket types for virtual and in person, but then hosted together on your listing page.
with different fees? Like if I just wanted to say to somebody, your call, you can turn up at the venue or you can participate from home if that's what you want.
Yeah, I guess you could do that on the same event then if you wanted to. And if I think you could have 2 ticket types if it was as simple as that, because this was a little more complicated with the hour time slots. If it was, we have one event that does a yoga class that's in person and online. And so she just has different ticket types within one event where it says like in person, $20, online, $5, and set it up like that. With our virtual venue feature right now, we have to have the virtual pass as its own ticket type just because of the security of it. But if you just wanted to have a link to Zoom or something else, then it would be easier to just have, here's my virtual attendees, here's my in-person, here's the link to access it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, and if there's any other things you've been trying to do, I think it's live and people are using it, and then we're also simultaneously in the like, what else can we do to make it better phase right now, just listening to people and hearing how we can improve it. So this weekend we've been working with Lightbox and kind of have a list for our engineers now of like 4 more things we're going to fix and make it better for next time.
Actually, what payment gateways do you take? Do you support?
Right. Yeah, right now everything is just through Stripe is the only one. So credit card processing. Yeah. What are you using now for your events for the most part?
Eventbrite, we just use Eventbrite because that's them. And on our membership website, we're already using Stripe.
Okay. Yeah, which membership website do you use?
Oh, okay. Well, this is with a not-for-profit group that I run, and we're using a membership site called Zenbership that looked like it was going to be really, really wonderful, but the guy stopped developing it.
Oh, no.
So yeah, it's fabulous, but yeah.
We've talked to a lot of people who use MemberStack, I think it's called. So we've been talking through different ways of kind of integrating this with membership communities as well. I think there's a need for that of people who are hosting like every week member events and want an easier way for their members to be able to access things.
MemberStack. Okay, I've written that down.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, any other thoughts? Has anyone else kind of entered into hybrid events at all, or is everything fully virtual? I'm guessing for the most part. Virtual world. Yeah, I think I'm starting to see it in like small doses, the hybrid. And I think what we're excited with Mixly is there's so many new sites. Obviously, Eventbrite has been around the longest, but there's so many new sites now that are just focusing on the virtual. And so we're trying to help be this solution for both. As hopefully, next year we'll be back and able to do some things in person. I don't think virtual events are going anywhere, but to be able to empower hosts to be able to do both in an easier way, as opposed to learning a whole new platform and system and then having to learn a whole new one as they're doing in person again.
So for the contact lists, email reminders, do you have limits on the number of contacts?
Yeah.
It seems like it could become sort of like a constant contact system.
Yeah, I think we are hoping right now there's not. So a great opportunity to take advantage of it now. I think eventually we're thinking through subscription models and having it be like a $10 per month fee that you get for certain extra features, whether that's like more contacts, having no fees for any of your tickets is something that we're testing out right now. Some people host events regularly or really high ticket prices, so they really hate the fees. So having one flat fee and then you don't have to worry about fees. But yeah, right now there's no limit for contacts. So even like with this event today, Jay, I was thinking like, hey, I registered, but I couldn't find the Zoom link. Like if you had a list of everyone who had registered and you could have emailed everyone this morning, like here's the Zoom link, how to access it. I feel like that would be helpful for future gatherings.
Yeah, I haven't automated the contact list yet.
Yeah, that's the first step, is making the contact list. But yeah, even after this event happens today, then messaging everyone through the website or anyone who is on Zoom and seeing who wants to join for future ones and grabbing their emails. But yeah, if anyone has any other questions, I'll put my email in the chat, and have been having just lots of like one-on-ones with people. Again, my background is in creating events, so I have a lot of chats with people, just like helping them brainstorm how to move to the world of virtual and how to help make it easier. I think everyone is so good at what they do, but trying to market it, trying to set up the tech of it, all these things is like such a new learning for everyone. So trying to help in any way that we can. But yeah, thanks for the opportunity to share.
Thank you. Do you have any examples of the virtual hosting page?
Yeah. Let's see. So that creative code was one of them. Let's pull up some others. So this is one, is a dating events that use Mixly. So she's not using the listing page on her site. This is her own. But then when you click register, it brings to the Mixly listing page. So this is like what the image would look like, hosted by the time zone, and you see it says what time zone it is in my local and PST. In the where, she says Zoom link will be provided with registration. You can add in details here. You can link to things. And then for her, she has 3 different ticket types available. You pick which quantity you want. You can add promo codes. And I really like, so the checkout experience. So say I wanted to attend, you click 1. You can add your phone number if you want. You don't have to have that. And the checkout, oh, I guess you have to add it for hers. When you check out, it just takes you to a Stripe page. So then you just check out through Stripe, as opposed to Eventbrite, where you literally have to enter your email 3 times every time you check out. So it's just a very clean checkout experience. So that's an example of one. This is another. She hosts cooking events using Mixly. So this is on her website, is Zaza's Kitchen. And if you go to events, and then here is this is the listing page through Mixly that is embedded on. So it has a title, it has a description, it has a photo, and then these are linked to Mixly right now. So you would just click on get tickets, and then it goes directly to the Mixly page. So it's a really nice, just like one less step that hosts have to be thinking about. So this is hers. She used to use Eventbrite and just moved over recently and has been really happy. She has higher price tickets too. So it's like $50. So she's saving like $4 per ticket sold on fees, basically. So yeah, there's another example.
And how fast do we get the money?
Yeah, that's a great question. So it's all set up through Stripe. So once you set up your Stripe account and link it in, you get paid directly through Stripe, and it's within 2 days of each ticket sold. So that's also a big help as opposed to Eventbrite, where it's at the end of your event. We are not holding on to anyone's money. It's all just going from Stripe to you.
So what about refunds? So if the money has come through that quickly, there's no buffer. But if somebody says, oh, I want a refund, and your refund policy is, yeah, we'll give you 100% back. Are you able to handle that?
Definitely. So you can still, we recommend having the refund policy listed on your page. It's a little manual. We've been helping with refunds. There's not a way for the host to do it directly in your account right now, but we can go through on like the master Stripe and refund it for you to them.
Will you be heading to a point where that's sort of like fully automatic, that if somebody requests a refund within the policy, that it all unravels and they get the money back, and you're not involved?
Yeah, I think that's the hope that it will be. Right now, there's a lot of extra hand-holding things that we are helping with, just that we don't have all built out yet. But our customer service, it's like myself and the founder that's answering all the calls and the emails. So we are very fast with helping with anything. But yeah, so definitely the payout if you're doing regular events or high ticket events. I know it's really hard. A lot of hosts I've talked to where they are like shipping things to people, they have to wait to get paid out until like a week after the event happens on a lot of other platforms. So trying to help empower these small businesses and independent creators to get their money as fast as possible.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anything else that I can help on? What's next on the schedule?
This is about it for the other speakers. I had posted the Mars interview about the Mars Society. So if people have any questions, discussions about that, and I'll go over the plugins and tools and how this mess came to be.
Cool.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to stop recording. And does people want to take a break?
Thanks, Maria. A round of applause. Yay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Maria.
Thank
you. So Jay, what happens next?
If we want to take a break, I'll just leave the room going and we could come back in like 10 or 15 minutes. And as I was planning just showing what went into making this site. General discussion, thoughts about going forward, maybe meeting again in 2 weeks informally. And just make sure you see the different forums, etc. on here. Okay.